All right, so whenever you're ready, if you wouldn't mind to just say your name and what community you're from.
Okay. My name's Aurora. I'm originally from Inuvik, but I live in Yellowknife since 2012.
And how did you get started playing Northern games?
When I lived in Inuvik in the 2000s, I came up for a Northern Games in the winter to Tuck, and I've been playing them ever since. I and then when I moved back to Yellowknife in 2012, I work with Aboriginal Sports Circle on the side as an instructor, and both me and my husband have been doing that since 2014. Just instructing the Northern Games and Dene Games all over the NWT, and I really enjoy it. Yeah.
Why do you play Northern games?
I play them. I really enjoy these games, and I grew up playing them when I lived in Inuvik, and it's part of my culture and history of why we play the games and how we play the games. And I just want to pass on my knowledge that I learned from my elders and to the new generation of kids so that the Northern Games don't get lost. Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of skills do you think that young people learn from playing Northern games?
They learn a lot. Like my son Jacob, it's his first time competing in these games, and he's learned a lot. And um, it's they learn a lot about the history, and they know why we play the games. And I don't know what else. I just really think that all the kids should know how. It's especially it's part of a big part of their culture and why we do the.
You talked about how your son's playing Northern games. Why did you think it was important for um, your kids or your nieces or nephews or other young people to play? Why did you want to pass on those?
It's what me and my husband Byron grew up playing. I know my husband's from Tuck, and he grew up playing the Northern Games. And now that we have kids, we want to pass on that knowledge and get them to play the traditional Northern Games and learn more about their culture. Even though we live in Yellowknife now, there's some that play Northern Games, but not as much as kids play it up here. So it's good that my kids know how to play the games. Yeah.
When you were starting out as an athlete, what kind of games did you like to play?
I liked all the strength ones. I used to do the kicking, but I hurt my knee and I had surgery in 2011. And then after that, I just mostly focused on the strength ones. So my favorite game is arm pull and triple jump, sledge jump, kneel jump. I don't really do focus on the kicking. It's just more the strength ones I like.
You can really feel the power in these women, hey,
Yeah.
when they're playing. It's amazing to see so many strong young women and really getting out there and
Yeah.
having good competition with each other. It feels exciting.
Yeah, I really like when younger girls are participating, because you always see guys participating and I don't know, but I really like when the younger girls are participating, and I know they're shy. I know all the kids are shy, but the girls are mostly shy and competing, and I just tell them just have fun and you'll be fine. It's just a game, but you're doing a good job. And I always encourage the girls, even in Yellowknife and around the communities, I encourage the girls to go farther, because there's really good athletes that are girls, and I'm so surprised like how high they can kick.
What's the best piece of advice that you got as an athlete?
Don't be shy. It's harder than it sounds, but I was always shy. Being doing these games when I first started, But now I just tell kids, like, I know you're shy, but try break out of your shell and try do your best. Like, do as best as you can. These games are really, like, we tell the kids not to discriminate, like, or make fun of kids when they don't get, like, the certain height or go far or anything. I just tell them just have fun. Just it's really nice when kids enjoy the games. I really love that part.
When you yourself were in learning the games, who were those role models you really looked up to? Any of the coaches or the older athletes?
So when I lived in Inuvik, it was my uncle Junior, Kaptana. He got me involved. My cousin Kyle was always there. My brother, my best friend Carla, my husband. Now, like since we got together, we've been doing the games together and instructing together. My mother-in-law, Lena Kodakak, has taught me a lot. Jerry Kasuan has taught me a lot. Abel Tignac, Edward Lenny, Craig, he's always been a part of the games. There's been so many good helpers and mentors that I look up to still about the games. I still learn a lot about the games from them, and it's really nice to learn more.
Do you have any stories you'd like to share about where the games have taken you? And
In 2007, I went to Whitehorse to showcase the Arctic sports at the Canada Winter Games, and that was a lot of fun showing off the games. There's people from I think all over Canada that came to Whitehorse and we showcased all the games. I went to Arctic Winter Games in 2008 in Yellowknife. I was a junior then, I believe, maybe. But and then in 2012 I made the games, but I found out I was pregnant with my oldest, Jacob, so I couldn't make it. And then I made first alternate in 2018, just before the pandemic started, and then that one just shut down. But I really, like, if I still could, I would try out again. And the thing I like about the Arctic sports and Arctic Winter Games, there's no age limit. So we tell our kids that you can do these games for the rest of your life till like you're 100, and you won't get to be too old.
okay, I'll expect to see you up there at 100 or 102. So exciting. What do you think is the future of the games?
I think it's still going to be carried on really good. I see all the youth, and they have so much love and passion for the games, and I really like how they help each other out, and when they need help. I see little kids, like in my son's age 10 to 14, if they need help with their kicking, some of them go up and explain what they're doing wrong or see what they could try to do better, and they don't make fun, and that's what I really love about that, and I think it's going to go on for a very long time.
Northern Games.
We talked about the future of the games. One of the things that Donald says is that part of the reason that the games were developed was to teach the skills for living on the land. Can you talk about where some of those games might have come from?
I know for one of I think it was 1 foot high kick. When they're on the land, they would jump up, and if they land on 1 foot, it means that it's a good hunting. I'm not sure, I can't remember. But there's like triple jump, I remember it was like jumping on from ice to ice. The tug of war was like to get warmed up, and I can't remember any more on top of my head.
How do you think that the games relate to life on the land these days?
In their lodging over there, we'd like to say thank you to Imperial.
I don't know.
To the Wuluhaptuk,
Probably the same as back then, maybe.
We'd like to say
Yeah,
thank you to
I
the
don't know.
incorporated hamlet of Tuktoyaktuk, land of the Pingos.
One of
the
the things
mayor,
that
Mr. Irwin
I hear
Elias, was
elders
in
talk
here
about
last night.
sometimes is how the land is
Did
a
a
bit
concert
different
for the
now
kids with
than
his
it was when they were young.
Beluga Boys
I wonder
band,
if you
and great
uh,
entertainment.
could comment, do you think that
You
the
not only
games
got a
can
really
help
nice
youth
mayor, I think
adapt to the
community of
kinds of
Tuck,
changes they're going to
and
face in
thank
their lifetime?
your mayor and your
Probably.
council
I
and
don't
your
know.
community for helping us
Like I
out and
know
for
the
hosting
from now
this
and back
event
then it's
and
a
for the
lot
kind
different with the
hospitality that
climate
we've been
change.
receiving in the last
Um,
few days.
the games
But
probably still
you got a mayor that,
help the youth
God, he could play
on the land for
guitar.
sure.
He could probably make us want to dance and
What's your
maybe
favorite
even
story
get a little
about Northern
rowdy, you
Games?
know.
Could be as an
Some of that
athlete or as a
good music
coach
that they
or from
play, way to
one of your
go, you know.
mentors.
Thank you. That's
Um,
just for you. It's one lively place.
favorite story.
We say thank you to Tayaksat, the
I
Beaufort
don't know.
Delta
I got a lot,
Divisional
but my
Education Council,
one I
the
remember the
Inuvialuit
most
Regional
was
Corporation, the
in
Inuvialuit Cultural
the Canada Winter
Communication
Games.
Society.
My
Been
friend
here for the
Marion
last
Green from
4 days,
Polituck,
and they've been
she was getting ready to kick the
covering
target, and then
media
she went up
for
to the seal and
the
says, "Ooh, I'm
the
gonna
youth
kick
event,
you."
and a lot of it has been
And then
going
we ended
live
up getting paired for
across
the arm pull, and both of
across
us couldn't stop
the
laughing. We were
radio
trying to
waves,
be
I guess,
serious,
or
but the more
across
serious we were, it
social
was
media waves.
the more funnier and laughing we
And
were.
we've been getting a lot of comments.
It was
We,
pretty
Inuit Community
crazy. And then she
Corporation, we
sends
say
me a
thanks to
picture
them,
every so
to
often of
Northwest Health,
how little we used to look
Global Asset
in
Management out of the
2007, and
Royal
I was like,
Bank,
holy, that's different. But
Arctic Petroleum
and
Services,
whenever I see
Bear,
that picture, I was like, oh my God,
Innovation
we couldn't stop
Engineering,
laughing. We were just trying to be
the
serious,
Western
and
Arctic Youth
by the
Collective.
by the
Bus
photographer,
over
we're
there
just
that
like,
says only way on it. The
but
Western
we were
Arctic Youth
like
Collective have
seriously
sponsored
laughing
that
so hard.
back and forth to Nunavik every day. So
So one of the
today is
things that
one
I
more
like
day
about
of
the games is
just
that
our
you don't have
passengers
to try
that are
and
coming
be
down here to
serious.
take part
Like
in what's going on here.
some
Tomorrow,
sports they try
that
and
bus
take
will
themselves
be
so
using that bus
serious, but the
to get
games
our
have their own
participants home
spirit. Can you talk
and
about that
get
spirit
them
of the games?
heading
I know from like the
in their
Northern
direction
Games,
towards their home. So
it's so much.
thanks to the
I
Western
don't know
Arctic
how to
Youth
explain it. It's like
Collective
so much more
helping out there.
peaceful, I
Also to
guess.
make
I
way
like
also
with
Inuit
hockey,
rock.
it's like
We say
really
thanks
serious
to
because my
Just
kids play
Raven.
hockey, so
I think they might have sent one of their
it's
employees down today.
they're more
Just
strict, I
Raven,
guess.
Home
But with Northern
Hardware.
Games, it's
We
like
say thanks to Paul
you
Brothers
just do
Welding.
what you can,
Paul
and you don't
Brothers
get
Welding donated
expected to
a
do
tripod,
kick
a
a
cooking
certain
tripod
height, or
yesterday,
you
and
just try your best
we
at all
made
the
a few
games
dollars off of that,
and
boy,
just try like
to
have
help out with
fun, make new
what's going on here. You
friends.
know, we need
Like my
everything that we
son,
do here costs
it's his
money.
first time in Tuck, and
We're
he's met so
working
many
at it
friends
to
and
try to
so
get
much
everything
family that he's never
run as
met,
smooth
and
as we can.
he's just
The
having so much
Canadian North
fun. And I know he's going to remember this for
for
the
their
rest of his life.
sponsorship, to the Inuvialuit Cultural Center, to Bell Kearns and Associates, to the IMG Kohler
There's
Corporation,
the
to
more
Plum
Arctic
Crazy Mechanical
sports
out of Inuvik.
events, and then there's some of
They
those
did some, they're
traditional
part of one
games
of
we
our
maybe don't
sponsors, and to
see
Bird,
quite as much, or some of
and
us, like
to
myself, might
all
not be
those
as
other ones
familiar about them.
anybody else
Any
that we
comment
might
on
have
the
missed
difference between
that are
Arctic
out there
sports and Northern
that have
games?
helped in any way
I think they're
to
the
help us put on
same, just different
great
terms.
program for
Like
this
in
great
Yellowknife
program
with the
for the youth,
Aboriginal Sports Circle, they
youth
call it Northern
Northern
Games.
Games in
But I know
Tuktoyaktuk.
here it's like Arctic Sports.
Like we're saying,
I think
this
it's
is
just a
a
different
development
term
program
that they
to work
use.
with these students and
But
these
I know
youth
they, like
to
with
work
these
to the
Northern
next
Games, they
level.
do the good woman and good man, which is
Eventually,
so
we'll
good to
get them
see.
to what we call
I never
the
saw,
traditional
I think the
Inuvialuit
last time I was at Northern Games was
Circumpolar Northern
2014 in
Games.
Inuvik. And
We'll
my
be working with
husband
them
was
to get them to
participating, and I think I participated a few
our
games. But he joined so much of like the good man, good woman
Northern
events.
Games
He had
and
so
then
much
again
fun.
Summit in our
And I
sports
really
district.
like seeing that. Like
We'll also work
today,
at
I
getting
think
them to
Jerry was saying they're going to do elder and a
to
youth
get them
for
to the
bannock
games that
making
are
and
happening in
tea
Yellowknife,
boiling. So my
NWP,
son and
and
his nannock
eventually
are going
to
to
the Arctic Winter Games.
participate.
And we
So I
hopefully
have to
someday
take a lot of videos and
we'll make it as
pictures.
far as the Canada Winter Games
Why is it
and the
important for
Canada
the
Summer
youth to do
Games.
those kinds of intergenerational
I'm pretty
events?
sure that some of the one
I
high
think
kicks and
that
some of the
it's
2 foot
important
high
for them
kicks
just so they
and some of
know
the one
how to
hand
survive.
reaches
Like
are some
when you
really
do those, like if you're out on the land and you don't have anybody with you, like who's going to make your fire and who's going to help you do the bannock making and tea boiling. Like you're going to need to learn how to do that yourself. Yeah, so I think it's really, really important to make that connection with getting knowledge from the elder, especially because the elder's going to pass on what they know and to the child, and then they'll remember how to do it later on.
This last couple of days. So,
You talked about those good woman events.
get the youth
Can you
out
tell
on
us
the
what
go,
it means
and
to
let's,
you to
get
be a good
started
woman?
with our next event.
Okay, we want to get started with the
I see,
airplane. So if you're
like those events,
to be in the airplane, please come up to the stage. We're going to start
it's
with 10 to 14 year
like
old
well, not participating. Like you can be a good woman and still not participate,
hey,
but
what's going on?
like all those events, it just shows how
Right on.
much,
We got
like
baseball,
how
we
you
got
know
Northern
how to
games,
do them, I
and
guess. I don't know.
good things
No,
for you.
I don't know.
Okay, you guys play way back
Sorry.
up and go way back
Don't
up
be
and,
sorry. It's
see 'em.
I'll just ask
Okay,
stuff.
Yeah.
Some stuff works, some stuff doesn't. It's not a big deal.
15 to 18, male and female.
Um, I
Airplane,
ask you
the
a lot of
19 to
questions.
30,
I could ask you
male
a
and
few more,
female,
but was there
airplane. We
anything
want
that you
guys
wanted to say
to
that
come
we
up
never
and
touched on
register.
yet?
We're going to start off here momentarily
Okay.
with our
So,
airplane for the 10 to 14.
for these young people who are gathered and
please make your way
we're
up.
doing this
All
capacity
the
building
youth,
now,
10 to 14,
if you had
if
anything
you're
you
in the
wanted to say
airplane,
to
please
them,
come
what
up to
what
the
would you say
stage.
to them?
Have
coaches
fun
and
and
chaperones,
don't
please
give
get
up
your,
on these
get
games.
your athletes out.
It's so much.
And
It's
before we
good
get
games
started,
to learn how
can I
to
get
do,
all the Northern
and
Games Society
you're
members up
learning
on stage?
in
We want to have a
knowing
little
the history
meeting,
from every, like
all
all
the Northern Games
the
Society
officials, the
members, please come up to the stage.
the Northern Society members.
We want to have a
It's
little
just
meeting here
have
and,
fun and
um,
try your best.
you know,
And if you make your personal
we always
best
wanna make sure
record,
we're
try
checking
beat
on
it the
each
next
other,
time.
seeing everything's well with our officials as well.
That's good.
But,
Right on. Well,
during
thank you
these
very
youth
much for your
development
time.
events,
Thank you for all of
everything's all
the
about
knowledge you
youth. There's
contribute to the
nothing
youth.
about,
For
our
your
members or
own
anything. We
amazing
focus on the
athletics
youth. We
and
wanna
like
make sure that
your
we're
skill and your
doing
strength
a lot
and
of good
all the ways
development,
that
a lot
you
of
work to
good
share that with our
interactive
young
sessions,
people
a
and
lot of
help
good
them to be
discussions.
strong and go
And
back to their communities
like the
feeling like
storytelling, it's
they've
so
got
good
this
to,
part of their
hear those
culture
stories.
in their
It's good for our
bones, and
youth to hear those
it's
stories.
really really lovely to watch them.
Yes, I like these have been the best 4 days, and like seeing all these youth from all over the Beaufort Delta and Yellowknife and even from Edmonton and California. Holy man, it's so awesome to see all these young youth wanting to participate and know how to do these games. I'm sure I'll come back again, hopefully with the rest of my husband and my kids.
Yes, power couple.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.